Will Smith joining us right now, Rangers pitcher, and let's clap it up for him too. 10-year service, baby. What a weekend. Congratulations. No, it's a big thing for us, Will.
Congrats.
We're doing this on this show. It's the first show to do this. We need to acknowledge this, and you're the first guy we're bringing on. I think you're the first guy this year to hit the 10-year service mark. So first up, thanks for joining us, but congratulations. I know you got your ring, your World Series ring this weekend too, but congrats on 10 years of service. It's a huge deal, and we want you to explain, what that means to you and what that means for a player to hit that mark.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, Saturday was a pretty cool day, to get 10 years and then get your second World Series ring all on the same day. I just wish we would have won. That'd have made it a little bit better. But yeah, 10 years it's nuts. I could tell you after my debut, I did not think I'd still be playing baseball. That's for sure. I was like, this game's way too hard. But yeah, I've had great veterans along the way that just have shared some advice with me and helped me out here and there. Picked me up when I was down and taught me to have some fun while we play this game too. And it's just kind of worked out.
So do you feel like you stole your 10 years of service, or do you feel like you earned them?
I don't know. I think I've earned them. I got a scar on my arm that says I've earned them. I've thrown a pitch.
Heck yeah, it's always earned. If you you ain't stealing nothing.
Hey, well, we were talking about the Domingo Germán debacle with the rosin, whatever he had on his hand, and James Swain came in, made him go back in, wash it, made him go back in, wash it again. As a pitcher, talk about rosin. Do you use it? And talk about those situations. Like, what did you think about the whole situation that occurred there and how they handled it both sides?
I haven't watched the whole thing, but I personally use rosin. Yeah. I was never one of those spider tack guys or whatever all the other, people were using. I like a little bit of rosin. So yeah, I don't know if he had sunscreen with it or what all he was using, but yeah, I think they told him to wipe it off, and I don't think he did.
Will, in 2015, I was on the Braves, and Freddie Gonzalez, against our will, went out and checked you for, I don't think you just had rosin on your right arm, but we told him not to go out there, and he could not stop it. We're like, no, it's okay. We don't care. And he went out there anyway, so there was something not rosin on your arm.
It wasn't spider tack though. I know that. But yeah, I got caught for sure. Wasn't my finest moment, especially being from Georgia in my hometown. I've got all my family and friends and ex-coaches that are, just coming to a game to see me play, and here I go cussing and screaming off the field. So yeah, not my finest moment.
I'll never forget the look on your face when the umpire threw you out. You just looked at like you were burning a hole through Freddie Gonzalez. You were walking off the field, and it was like, I'm going to kill you if I ever see you again. And I was thinking, man, I hope we don't play them again, because if someone's going to get hit, it's probably going to be me. So I was like, thanks, Freddie. We told you not to go out there, but you had to do it anyways. Okay.
I think I went out the next day and punched out the side, too. I was so mad.
There you go. Well, good job. No, luckily I don't think I was in there.
The 2019, when I made you an all-star, what are the things that – oh, wait, did I say that out loud? I thought we knew that,
yeah,
Will.
My bad.
Yeah, because the guys didn't know which Will was getting 10 years of service, whether it was the one that slapped somebody or if it was the catcher. So I told them we'd surprise you. But do you feel like a pitcher gets better in the middle ages, or do you feel like a pitcher gets better after an injury and then there's stuff that gets unlocked because of your, all you go through to get through the, 15, 16, 17, all that stuff that you went through?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think when I had TJ, I definitely, it made me fall back in love with the game again. And it honestly slowed the game down for me, because I knew I wasn't playing no matter what. So I would, I'd do my rehab and I'd go out and I'd watch the game whenever I was done with all that. And it would be second and third, 2 outs. The place is going absolutely nuts. And you just realize, man, this guy's just one pitch away from getting out of this. Like, I know everybody's going crazy right now, but if you just slow the game down, it becomes just a little bit easier. You can catch your breath. So I think TJ kind of taught me how to slow the game down. And And like I said, I've had some great veterans, and the one I'll always remember is Francisco Rodriguez. When I got to set up for him in Milwaukee and all the stuff he taught, I would have to break down my inning to Frankie in the clubhouse after the game, and he would know more about my inning than his own inning. And he would just, I mean, I would throw some fastballs inside just to move some feet, just to be able to throw a slider away again. And he, like, that just made him so happy just pitching instead of throwing. So he was a big part of just, getting older. And now I try to, talk to the lefties in the bullpen and try to help them out. I'm like, hey man, I think I try to watch their inning, a little bit more, and just try to pass down as much as I can.
Hey, Will, talk a little bit about this Rangers team. The facility. I want to talk about the team, but also the facilities that they have in there. Because when I was there when they first had it, I think they have some of the best facilities in Major League Baseball. And just go on from that, because people really don't know inside of that how much really cool stuff they have in there.
Yeah, our facility is absolutely insane. I think they told me it's over an acre big, and I was like, there is no way a clubhouse is an acre big. And we showed up after spring training, and it took me 2 or 3 days just to figure out like my route to the kitchen every day. There's so many other places you can take. There's the barber shop, the weight room's crazy, the training room's amazing. Across the hall, they've got the lab with, red light and Normatex and just anything you could possibly imagine. The Texas Rangers have it inside that clubhouse. So yeah, it's nuts.
That theater room in there, man, where we got the levels just keep getting higher, like you're in like some kind of theater. I thought was absolutely amazing to have meetings in, and the big screen. My goodness.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Hey, Will, I have a question for you about being a reliever and managing your workload, because I think part of the accomplishment for someone like you is, aside from the first year in the bigs, being out of the bullpen. And I remember I was looking back to like 2014 and 15. You were close to 80 appearances both years. And I think it was Ron Renicky at the time who was saying, hey, I'm not worried about going easy on him or overusing him. And maybe that has to do with how you bounce back in your arms. So just wanted to know, from a longevity standard, how you kept yourself and continue to keep yourself on the field for the most part and durable, and how that balances with teams. Because some guys, we've seen even someone like, say, Josh Hader, who's now only going 3 outs because he wants to preserve himself and make it through a longer career. Because I think a lot of relievers get abused.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it goes back to Frankie again. Frankie was like, listen, Will, if you take care of your body every day, you're going to have a successful career. Some days your body might need a little more work. Some days your body, doesn't need that much work at all, and you can just, you're fresh and you're good to go. So yeah, over the years, I've built this little routine I do every single day. And I've gone to the manager's office a couple times and told him I'm good to go. And because they'll be like, the pitching coach would say, especially in Atlanta, Rick Kranitz would be like, hey, you're down. And I'd go try to win my argument with Snicker in his office. And they always trusted me. If I told them I was good and my situation came up that night, they'd put me in there. But I couldn't be going in there blowing stuff and just going in his office for no reason. I genuinely felt I could throw 3 days in a row, or, I think I've gone 4 days in a row one time. Yeah, I don't know. I enjoy pitching. If I need a day, especially after TJ, if I need a day now, I've always told them I won't lie to you. I'll tell you, hey, I need a day, and I'll live in the training room the entire day. I'll do everything possible. Cold tub for 5 minutes, needle, cup, spray. I mean, anything you could possibly put on me, I'll do. It's my inside cat day, is what I call it, and I try to get everything done.
Will, you're talking about all these appearances that you have. Do you remember the appearance where you didn't get to warm up?
Yeah, that one was awesome.
Was that included? Was that a day when you went to the manager and you said, hey, I'm good today, but hey, Skip, let me get a little warmed up before I get to go in there?
No, that was the year in Milwaukee. So we had Zach Duke that year, and he was the 7th inning lefty. Like, everybody knew it. The entire team knew it, and I was the 8th inning lefty. Well, the 7th inning rolls around, and here comes Ron and, gives them the whole, we need the lefty. I didn't move a muscle. I've still got my hoodie on. I'm just waiting for Zach Duke to get out of this jam. And then Zach Duke comes running out, and Ronnie's like, no, I want the big lefty. And I'm like, this is not going to be good. And I just take my hoodie off. I take my hoodie off and put my bubble gum in, and, here we go.
That's great. That's great. You were
And
okay
then
though,
Luke
right?
Corey walks. Luke Corey walks out to the mound. He goes, "Hey, you think you can throw a slider first pitch?" I was like, maybe we should. Maybe let's try fastball first one.
Oh man. Well, I mean, you were okay after that though, right? I mean, it wasn't nothing happened. I
Yeah.
mean, I know you gave up. I think you ended up not holding the lead after that, but that.
Well,
Yeah, but I mean,
was
I'm
put
not
in a
saying because he's talking about
ridiculous spot.
TJ and all this. I'm
Yeah.
saying it was a crazy spot to be put in.
Yeah,
Speaking
that
of
was-
crazy,
that was nuts.
Frazier's talking about Texas, and I've been to their clubhouse. It is incredible. Did you see the new uniforms today?
No,
Have you
I have not. We got in late last night from Houston, so
They
I have
didn't
not
ask you
been
to model
on
them.
the social media craze.
They
No, I'm
didn't
a
ask you
reliever
to
dog.
model
Hell
them. They
no.
got Degrom
No.
and Evaldi.
No.
and, Oh, okay. Because I wanted to get you what you thought of them because they're definitely different, and they have this
No, I
thing
have
on the
not.
sleeve.
I have not seen them. No.
Okay, well, they have black pants and white shirt and black hat. Oh yeah, see, that's exactly the look. They got
Okay.
like this half panther, half eagle. They call it a peagle. You
Do
just
they really call it a peagle?
peagle,
A
a
peagle?
peagle. It's a half panther, half eagle. Yeah, there's like a lot. I just want to know if you had seen them and what you thought of them, but understood. Late night in Houston,
I'll
you got
get on-
Alvarez.
I'll get on
Hey, you
the
got
Instagram.
Alvarez out last night with the bases loaded. It was a great night for you. Don't worry about the City Connects till late.
Just close your eyes and put them on. Hey, Will, I want to reflect on one other thing, through the 10 years here is you went through that qualifying offer process and then end up signing with Atlanta. Just, like you hit 10 years, you reflect on some of the high moments. I mean, you signed a great contract with Atlanta. You end up closing out the World Series with them. But what do you remember from that process when it was occurring, right? Because you get a nice qualifying offer, and then it's a scramble to figure out with teams if you're going to sign. And I think I remember reading one of the insiders saying your agency was like, hey, you got to do a deal this second with Atlanta, or he's taking a qualifying offer. What do you remember from that?
I'm not a huge, off season, talk to my agent every day kind of guy. I go home and I hunt and play golf, and I've loved my agency CAA ever since I've gotten with them, and they do a great job of being agent, and I'm just the player, so they fill me in along the way when they think I need to. But yeah, I just remember them telling me like, hey, you can take this QO and keep closing in San Francisco if you want, or if Atlanta steps up and gives you a deal, then you can obviously sign it if you want to. I knew going there I wasn't going to close the first year because they still have Mark Melanson, but that didn't bother me. I wanted to win. That's all I was really looking for in the offseason was just a winning team to take a chance on me, and it just happened to be the hometown team. So yeah, it was a crazy process. It was more cool just to be able to call my parents and tell them like, hey, I'm going to sign with Atlanta, and just how excited they were because 3-hour time change being in San Francisco, them in Georgia, it was, they'd set alarms at 12:45 just to check the box score and see if I'd thrown or whatever. So it was rough on the whole family back home. And I think that was probably the coolest part, is just to tell them that I was going to be a Brave, because we grew up watching them as a kid.
Playing at home it's got to be the best. I always tell people you play at home and now you're in Texas. I don't know. I don't know how you're doing that, but I'm not going to need what I need to know. Which World Series ring is your favorite?
I got asked this yesterday too, and it's hard to put them, but I'd have to say Atlanta because it is my first one. Like you're never going to forget your first. And like Houston was so good, I didn't pitch in the World Series for them. I didn't get any outs. I wasn't on the first two rosters. I had enjoyed my time there, and I was happy we won. But yeah, if I had to pick one, I'm probably going to pick the Atlanta one just because I'm from there, and that's literally like the dream I've dreamt my whole life growing up. Like in the front yard is the bottom of the ninth, 3-2 bases loaded situation. Like I always had a Braves uniform on.
How many of your friends or family have worn that ring and been like does their Southern Georgia accent get deeper when they put it on? Like, man, this is maybe one of the nicest rings I have ever worn. I appreciate it, Will.
No, they don't. I mean, I took it over to when I got it, I finally had an off day I could come home. I took it over to we had a family dinner at my sister's house. I took it over there and let everybody see it. But Yeah, pretty much. It lives in my gun case. Every once in a while, I'll go out there and open it up and look at her and make sure she's still there and shiny. And I'll put the Astro one in there as well too. But yeah, I mean, I look at it every now and then.
Hey, Will, we want to finish up with our friends from Bat Boys Baseball, Eric and Liam joining us right now, and they have a few quick hitter questions for you. Let's see if we can bring them in. How many boxes can we have on one screen at a time? Eric and Liam, you there? There they are. Wow, that's a lot of boxes. All right, Eric, you started off. What do you got for Will Smith on his big 10-year anniversary? Oh, Eric, we don't hear you, bud. Oh, there you are. We got you.
Now you can hear me?
Yep, we got you good.
How's it going? Yeah, so, Will, I was watching the game last night, and I think it was the 8th inning. At the start, they were just airing it's an interview between Bochy and Dusty, and it kind of covered up your at-bat with Abreu. But I noticed the new facial hair that he was rocking, the new goatee. I don't know if anyone else has seen that, and I don't want to bring up a sore subject after yesterday. I know what was going on, and I sided with Scott on the whole facial hair thing, but I was wondering if you had any thoughts on that.
On his chin hair?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I mean,
Is it like a distraction up there at all at the plate? Because it's one of the longest goatees that I've ever seen. And I was just wondering, if it served as a distraction up there at all.
No, not really. I mean, good for him. If he wants to rock, he can rock what he wants to rock. But yeah, no, it wasn't distracting.
Because I was trying to focus on the game, but they were covering it up with this interview, and all I could see between pitches were your face and his face. And every time I saw his, I was like, "That's the longest goatee I've ever seen on a baseball field."
Yeah, that's his style, man. That's his style.
Yeah. Some relievers have the super long hair, and guys will say sometimes it's distracting for them. I mean, that's been a thing, especially over the last few years.
Hater's got the best.
Yeah. Hater's got it good. Do we have Liam there too before Will jumps off here? I think he's off.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, we're going to let you jump, man. We appreciate you.
All right.
And congrats again on 10 years of service, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. Great conversation. And, props to Kratzy for getting you that all-star bid, right?
Yeah, thanks, Kratzy. I appreciate that.
Thanks, no doubt.
I miss watching your prison workouts every day. the white Sandy around the bald head just moving weight around.
We haven't talked about that on the show yet, Will, so now we got extra content.
Yep.
Yes, we do.
Good stuff, Will. Thank you.